Hello, my fellow Americans, and everyone else included who gets to see my videos. I want to know if they want to restore women feeling safe in their environments. There is one way to do that, and that is requiring all transgenders, before being able to enter into a woman's bathroom, a woman's changing room, a woman's private spaces, before they should be able to do that, or even be transferred from a men's prison to a women's prison, they should first be required to go through all of the transition before that is allowed. Their genitalia must be removed and changed to the female genitalia before they're allowed to enter women's spaces. You cannot be considered a woman unless you've had that surgery. If you've had that surgery, I will respect you as a woman. I really will. And as long as you're not touching children, I don't care if you go into my changing spaces, you have the same genitalia that I do. So I won't feel as self-conscious. I don't care if you're 6'4". But if I see a beard, I know you have not gone through the transition. If I see a bulge in your pants, I know you have not gone through the complete transition, and you do not belong in my public spaces. You cannot claim to be a transgender until you have completed the transition. And people are going to say, oh, you're nitpicking. I am not. This is securing a bathroom for both. Because if I see a man dressed as a woman in my spaces, then I know absolutely that is a man, and his genitalia still works just like a man, so does his thinking. And I'm not going to feel safe. But if I see someone who is standing there before me with the same genitalia as I have, I accept you as a transgender woman. No nouns, pronouns, none of that mess is necessary. What's necessary is that you complete your transition before requesting or demanding to be allowed in women's spaces. You're not a woman yet. You're still in your man's genitalia. And until you've gone through the surgeries and had that removed, you're a threat to women. And women will always see you as that threat. Once you've gone through the complete transition, then I agree, you should be allowed into our changing spaces and into our women's prisons. But if you're going into a woman's prison under the lie of, I am a transgender, but you're not doing any of the transition, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. And I'm not saying doing your hair and makeup is just what we used to call transsexual. It was a man who just enjoyed wearing women's clothes. It made him feel good about himself. And I didn't have a problem with that either. But they weren't asking to go into my private spaces. Now, if you want into women's private spaces, go through the transition. And I think it should be a law that requires, before you can claim transgenderism, you have to go through the full process, not just claim it, because then you're a fraud. And many men are doing this fraudulently. I'm a woman, so I'm going to go into a woman's space and I'm going to rape, and I'm going to do my pedio, and I'm sorry, but you don't belong in a woman's or a female space anywhere, because you still have your male genitalia. And if you still have your male genitalia, you're a man. And until you've completed the full transition, then you qualify, in my book, as a transgender and should be treated as a woman with the same liberties and equality women face and deal with every day. That's not too much to ask. And it would stop a lot of this argument over what a woman is. Take on her genitalia and find out before you go screaming you're a woman. Now, a transsexual can be just as beautiful and be a man. Blair White, who is a transsexual, dresses very much like a woman, very beautiful, even has had some hormones or implants, I'm not sure which, that have allowed him to grow breasts, but he will tell you himself, I'm a man. And you can't change your chromosomes through the surgery. But through the surgery, I'm protected, you're protected, and we can have an equality that should stand together. I cannot stand with a transgender community that is not going through the transition. They're just spouting the words. And I don't care if you are on hormones, you have not completed the transition. And before you can change your birth certificate or your gender on a driver's license, you need to have completed a full transition. Otherwise, you're a transsexual. And that's all. You're still a man. And like I said, even the surgery doesn't change your chromosomes that made you a man in the first place. But it sure makes your male genitalia no longer such a threat to women in private places where men do not belong. And these men claiming, I'm a woman, do not belong in a prison for women unless they have completed the full transition. Very simple, nice, neat package to put it all in so the argument over what's a woman can finally stop. Also, I'd like to put in a little note here. I am looking for a lawyer to represent me because my identity as a woman has been stolen by Webster Dictionary, and they have altered to include whatever. I'm surprised they haven't added animals. So my rights are being violated. I'm being discriminated against by a dictionary because they removed what a woman is because so many people were using it as their argument. So the lobbyists for transgenders went to Webster and put pressure on them. How can I fight back without a lawyer? I can't. So, any lawyers want to help me? Any lawyers in for a good fight, or are you all too bought by the woke movement? If you're a transgender man and you're a lawyer and you're willing to represent me, I'm offering you equality woman to woman then, because you have gone through the transition, and I can respect that. But just claiming you're a woman or discounting and discriminating against me for being a woman is not only illegal, immoral, and wrong, it should not be happening in my country. Angel love. Granny loves you.